Kia ora, and welcome to the Beer Jug Advent Drink Along, day 11. I'm Luke.
And I'm Joe.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm Leah.
Joe's off today. Leah is a good friend who's been helping out in the warehouse today. So thought I'd get you involved with drinking the Advent beer with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a muggy day, and I've been working pretty hard, so I'm ready for a beer.
Well, this is a beer designed for workers.
Great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a Grisette from North End.
Mm-hmm.
That is conditioned with Brettanomyces, wild yeast.
Oh.
So Grisette is very similar to a Saison, and it's a Belgian beer style which was made for the workers and for miners. And it seems like the name Grisette comes from the words for little grey one, which would be the miners would wear these grey uniforms. And yeah, just like Saison was brewed at farmhouses to slake the thirst of workers in the fields, Grisette was the more industrial mining folk. So bit of a similar history, but slightly different region of Belgium. And conditioned with Brett, which is pretty exciting.
What is that?
Have you had any funky beers or like wild ferment beers?
No, I can't say I have. I'm trying to branch out a little bit, but this is a nice summery drink that,
this
I
is
would
like
happily have again.
Really good example of like mixed fermentation. So a lot of wild ferment and Brett beers can be like really funky and really super tart. But yeah, Brett is there's a couple of different strains of Brett, and they just have a really wonderful character. If you can get things like pineapple notes and citrus notes, and it's a really nice way to get lots of interesting flavor, notes, aroma into a beer that's not just relying on hops. So a lot of breweries really fear Brett. It's a really sort of vivacious, virulent kind of fungus yeast strain. And brewers worry about the brewery getting infected with Brett or other kinds of wild yeast and it just getting into their other tanks with their clean yeast. So it wasn't that long ago that Louis Pasteur isolated yeast Cerevisiae and then people started using brewer's yeast. So before that, all beer was wild fermented. It was just whatever yeast fell into the tanks of sugary water. But this is quite a thing to have a Brett beer in a can.
Okay.
So Kieran, who's the founder, co-owner and brewer at North End, has a really fantastic way with traditional styles, and his approach is always to be very, very authentic and true to style. But these Brett beers, they started off with us at Small Gods. So you might remember a year or two ago, we released these two beauties. So these were Pilsners that me and Matt designed. With this one was sorry, this one was with Brett C, Brettanomyces clausini, and this one was with Brett B, so that's Brettanomyces bruxellensis. And these were the first Brett can-conditioned canned beers in New Zealand, and I'm not sure if many other places had Brett beers. So this was cool working with Kieran, and it was really kind of pushing boundaries to see what is possible. And since then, he's began a bit of a range of Brett beers in can, which is really cool. And so this one also has some botanicals in there, which again is nothing extraordinary for how people brewed in the olden days. So it's kawa lemons and bay leaves.
Amazing.
Do you ever cook any of those ingredients?
Well, lemons for sure, but never used kawa or bay leaves myself. But
Yeah.
The
Kawa is a good local botanical.
Uh-huh.
I haven't really brewed with it or done much. I've had a few beers that have had it in it, but I haven't really. I don't even know where you get kawa from. Probably in the bush somewhere.
Yeah.
So North End down in Waikanae, which I've only been to once. Have you been there?
Well, I'm actually from Wellington, so we would go up to Waikanae over on the west coast every now and then. Beautiful spot.
Yeah.
On a nice sunny day.
Yeah. Get the train up?
No.
Yeah.
Public transport? What's that?
I know. Well, the only time I've been there was, I think I've been there a couple of times. But yeah, you can just take the train up from Wellington.
Yeah,
really beautiful journey along the ocean. and that's where Salton Wood is. So this is the Salton Wood range, and Salton Wood is the name of the North End tap room and restaurant. So they're really famous for smoked meat, and they smoke a lot of their own malts as well. So for beers like Pit Boss, contains malt that is smoked right there in the restaurant.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, really good.
Sounds like we need to do a work trip down there.
I reckon, yeah.
Should we take Beer Jerk down?
Well, yeah, we've done quite a bit of stuff with North End over the many years. So, yeah, we kicked off Beer Jerk about 10 years ago with our beer club, which if you're not part of the beer club, that is the same as this, only it's all through the year. So every single Thursday night, you discover a new beer and the story behind it. So years ago, I was chatting to Kieran about his Houblon de Blanc, which is a white IPA. So it's like a Belgian sort of mashup. Really delicious beer. And we talked about how lovely it would be to do a fruited version. So he created this, which was a Balloon Bunch, which is an anagram of Blanc de Houblon.
It was a cool logo.
Yeah.
Did you design that?
I didn't. So Heather, my partner, designed this one.
Oh, amazing.
We came up with the concept for it. So really cool. So that was, Beer Jerk exclusive. So this was sort of a precursor to Small Gods.
Yeah.
So years ago, we did loads of, we set up loads of collaborations, and we do things like, setting up Outlier Cartel with Giappo, the ice cream maker. And, we set up Urbanort with Stone Brewing, and they made a great IPA. So we used to do loads of stuff like that. And then after a while, we're also home brewing, and Small Gods was the name of our home brewery. And we were trying to get someone to do a Braunschweiger month. So this 60-year-old, extinct style.
Okay.
And we got Double Vision to do it, with us on condition that we bought half the batch. And that was Black Narcissus. And yeah, we decided it should be a Small Gods beer rather than a Beer Jerk beer. But yeah, as Small Gods, we've collaborated with Kieran on, we made a beer called Sin Eater, which is a lovely oat mild, that, was a cool concept linked to, in Shropshire, the idea of sin eaters, where if you died and went to the grave without confessing your mortal sins, you went to purgatory forever.
Okay.
Unless there was a sin eater who would stand over your dead body and eat some bread and drink some beer, and he'd absolve you and take the sins into you. So that was a pretty awesome beer, and now that's entered the North End sort of seasonal core range, and they dropped the Small Gods collaboration part for some reason and changed the artwork. But yeah, that's was always a delicious beer. So yeah, we've done loads of cool stuff with North End, and yeah, it's really cool to see a brewery that just focuses on more unusual styles, but also just lots of classic styles. I can't imagine North End doing a hazy IPA anytime soon.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty fantastic brewery. But yeah, back to this beer. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's really nice. Nice and fruity, and I can see myself drinking it through summer, and maybe with some seafood or a salad.
Yeah.
Cheese platter. Would you agree? Or
oh, totally. Yeah, just sort of zesty, spritzy, lively.
Yeah.
Good. Just real like hot weather.
Yeah.
Beer when it's. I mean, probably was pretty hot and awful down the mines, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's pretty grim. So good. Maybe quite a refreshing beer after a run.
Yeah, definitely.
So while you definitely don't have the beer judging chops of Joe,
no.
You're probably faster at running than Joe is.
Might be a bit quicker. Yeah.
Better. Yeah. Leah is a part of our Beer Jerk Run Club as well. You can see your t-shirt you're modelling.
Yes. Little promo.
Yeah. So if you don't know about our Run Club, every single Monday at Small Gods Tap Room, come along, run 5Ks, drink some lovely, refreshing beers afterwards.
Yeah. Loads of fun, meet new people, and have a good time. Great way to start the week on a Monday.
Yeah. Even if you're not that into running like me, it's just good. You've got to move, right? Got to do something.
Yeah.
Especially if you're drinking lots of beers.
Yes.
All right. Pretty fantastic beer. Excellent to have yet another style in the Advent calendar. I think we worked out there's 20 different styles that we're working through. And a pretty delightful midweek smasher.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Excellent work standing in for Joe.
Cheers, Luke.
It's been
Thank
great.
you for having me.
Your hair is not as magnificent as Joe's,
No,
but,
not.
still nice to have a bit of company.
Yeah. Awesome.
Great work to Kieran and the North End team. Thank you. Keep smashing out the great beers, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next installment of Advent. Cheers.
Cheers.